Hi, I'm Misha Collins. I'm here with Damien from TV Insider, and Damien is going to be asking me some questions today. I'll also be asking him some questions as well, and neither of us will answer any of them.
All right, well done.
Thank you.
You could have a career.
That is unfortunately all we have time for.
Oh, sorry, we've got to wrap now. Misha, thank you so much.
Thank you for having
everyone,
me here.
Congratulations on Gotham Knights.
Grand larceny, assault.
Are you really the Joker's daughter? Is that why you murdered Batman?
This is such a new and fresh kind of take on Gotham City. And you had just come off of 15 years of a show, and you also have your charity stuff going on. What convinced you, okay, now I want to do another series?
I have to be honest with you, I had told my agent and my manager that I did not want to do another series in no uncertain terms.
Right.
So when they called me and said, hey, there's this series, I was like, guys, were you not listening? What about my boundaries? I said no series. And then they explained what it was, and I had a call with the producers and writers, and they explained to me what their plan was for not only for the show, but for the arc of my character over the first season. And I was like, oh, this is annoying, because I really want to do this.
Too good to turn down.
It was too good to turn down. I think that what we're doing in this world, though, is very different from what you've seen in Gotham and in the Batman universes that have been built over the years on the silver screen and on television. We're starting with the premise that Batman is dead. Right. So we're taking as the starting point the world that was built around Batman, but extracting the main hero who was able to fight crime and use whatever powers and tools that he had at his disposal. And now there's a void. And filling in that vacuum is the next generation. It's Batman's adopted son. It's the Joker's daughter. I'm the DA who, at the outset of the season, is also trying to help fill that void. But by setting the show up that way, we're branching off into all new storylines, but getting to mine that particular landscape, which I think really works well.
It does, and because two of your writers and showrunners came from Gotham. They worked on Gotham, so they knew how to do a show without Batman and still play with the toys in the Bat canon. And that's what you guys are doing in this, where it's like there's no Batman. These kids they're deep cuts from the comic books, some of them. So people who have those fan favorites, like the fact that you have Carrie and Stephanie, those are big,
right. Yeah.
And then we know Harvey, and we see him as. We very rarely get to see him as heroic as he has been so far. But by the time this will be airing, Harvey's having some problems.
So I have to say, from this point on in the season, the story really delves into the gritty aspects of Harvey Dent's story, and we see the unraveling. And we see him white-knuckling it and trying to hold it together. He's trying, on the one hand, to solve the problems in the greater Gotham world out there. He's trying to stop the Court of Owls, and he's trying to fight these forces of evil out there, but he's also trying to fight the forces of darkness within his own psyche. And so he has a real struggle, and we get to see it play out in the coming episodes. You haven't seen them yet.
I have.
You have?
I have. So I know, I know.
The scandal.
So you could be the problem that these kids are dealing with.
Yeah.
And only Harvey realizes this.
Right.
And I love the fact that the Two-Face version is not scarred, not physically scarred.
Right.
It's the emotional scars of a really sad backstory.
Yeah, we get to mine Harvey Dent's backstory. We see that he came from a very, very traumatic childhood. That's actually kind of a heartbreaking story. Yeah. We see that he has the genetic predisposition to identity dysmorphia, which is split personality disorder, and we see that he's picking up the clues that he is actually suffering from identity dysmorphia, and that his alter ego is sometimes taking the wheel. And he has these lapses in his memory where he doesn't know what's happened.
And judgment.
Lapses in judgment for sure. So yeah, it is because we get to know Harvey, as you mentioned, as kind of a hero in the first half of this season. When he devolves and ultimately loosens the reins and lets the character that we know in Batman lore as Two-Face take the reins. it's kind of tragic.
Yeah. You get to do all of this great kind of developing of another character. How was that, getting to play two sides of the coin, if you will?
It was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and thank you for that little metaphor, because that was really apt. So what was cool about developing the character of what we in the scripts called Fugue Harvey. So we don't actually, in the first season, we never call him Two-Face.
Okay.
That iteration, that moniker will be hung on him in future episodes. But we called him Fugue Harvey because he's in like a fugue state. But the cool thing about it is it's almost like he is still Harvey. He's still that same person, but take away all of the inhibitions, take away the moral compass, lean into your animal desires, and like just like suck the marrow from life. So in some respects, it's not threaded with evil, but it's unfettered by all of the things that make us good.
Right.
And that was really fun to explore.
Yeah, because that's like the version we all think we are when we're on vacation.
Right. Yes, it's Vacation
Or
Harvey.
Vacation Harvey, but with possible blood on his hands.
Right.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about the rest of Gotham Knights as we head into the second half of the season?
I really like the way our show starts. I like the first 6 episodes. I feel like it is we are taking our time developing the story, and the second half of the season really pays that off. By the time we get into the second half of the season, which is now coming right up, the show is cooking with gas, and every episode I think is going to be incredibly frustrating for the audience because they are not going to want to wait another week for the next one to come out. The cadence picks up a lot. The stakes go through the roof, and we get to see all of the characters have really complex arcs in the second half of the season.
Thank you so much. And everyone, do not miss Gotham Knights on the CW.
Don't miss it.